Welcome to the lair of the Batty Boffin.
Hi there Batty fans, this is a video that gives you a little bit of extra practice in solving linear equations, the three-stage ones. The video before this I explained how to do it, so if you do not know what you are doing, go and check out some of the earlier videos. But if you reckon you know what you're doing, then we've got some things with squares in, we've got some bits and bobs with brackets in to change the order, and these are all three-layer equations. So, without further ado, how about you have a go at the green one, and then I'll go through with you in a minute. Right, we're going to be using the Cadbury's cream egg method, where we put the kind of circles around things to remind us which ones are closest into the X and which ones are further out. And then, as with the Cadbury's cream egg, you have to eat through the chocolatey bit before you get to the white bit and then to the yellow bit in the middle. By the way, Cadbury's don't pay me to do this, but if anybody from Cadbury's is watching, I will take peppermint in Cadbury's cream egg. Okay, so looking at this one, we've got some brackets. That means we have to do the things in the brackets first. But we've got two things in the brackets. So inside the brackets, first of all we're going to do the multiply and then the add inside the brackets, and then we're going to do the stuff outside the brackets, which is that divide. So we've kind of swapped around the normal order, because normally we do all multiplies and divides before we do any adds and subtracts, but the bracket means we have to do the stuff inside it first. So that's the order for the green one. So we're going to unpack that X by taking off the layer, starting off with the outside one. So we've got a divide by 3 there. So to get rid of that, we're going to do a times by 3 on both sides. It gives us on the left hand side 5x plus 2, which we don't need the brackets anymore, and that equals 3 9s are 27. Now we're going to get rid of that add 2. So subtract 2 on both sides gives us a 5x equals 25, and you can probably see the answer now, but we'll write it in anyway. So divide by 5 on both sides gives us x equals 5 as our answer. Did you get that? I hope so. Okay, now over here we've got another three-stage one, and again some brackets. This time we've got a squared in it. So hopefully you know what to do with squareds. The opposite of square is square root, and this question will have two answers. If you're not sure, just work your way down, see what you get to. I'll help you through it at the end. Okay, have a go at the blue one now. So let's use our Cadbury's cream eggs. The brackets say we must do everything inside the brackets first, and inside the brackets again we've got two things. So the closest in is that squared, and then we've got the subtract, and then finally we've got that times by 17. 17? Times by 17? Don't worry. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the outer layer, so we're going to do a divide by 17 on both sides, which means the left hand side becomes x squared minus 4, and the right hand side becomes 0 divided by 17. Now that foxes people occasionally a little bit, but it is really very easy. Imagine you have got no currant buns, and you share them out between 17 elephants. How many currant buns does each elephant get? None. 0 divided by anything is 0. 0 divided by 5 is 0. 0 divided by 27 is 0. 0 divided by 852.931 is 0. So that makes it a lot easier. Right, now we're going to get rid of that take away 4. We're going to do that by adding 4 to each side. This side becomes x squared, and the right hand side becomes 4. Okay, now we need to get rid of that square. And this is a bit where hopefully you will know what's going on here. I'm just going to use a different colour. When you square a number, whatever you square, you will always end up with a positive answer. I use this little diagram to help people remember. I go, all squares are positive, and we write a plus in the middle. It looks like one of those little windows you'd for kiddies' houses. All squares are positive. Okay, quick illustration. 5 squared is 25. Negative 5 squared is also 25. It's not minus 25, it's positive 25. If you're not sure about that, check out some of my Batty Boffin videos on positive and negative numbers. All numbers, when you square them, will become positive. Okay, all squares are positive. So that means that when we square root things, there are actually two things it could have been. What number did we square to get 4? Well, obviously, positive 2. When you square it, you get 4. But also negative 2. When you square it, you get 4. So the square root of 4 is positive 2 or negative 2. It could be either. This is one of the places in maths where we actually get more than one answer. Both of them are right. Okay? So if you put 2 there, that's not wrong. 2 is right, but it's not all the answer. The answer is positive or negative 2. Okay? Hope you got those okay. I'm going to wipe down the board. We're going to come back with another couple very kind of similar. See you in a minute. Right, here's a couple for you to have a go at, very similar to the ones we did in the first part. The green one over there you might think doesn't have any brackets in it, but the placement of that line tells you the order in which you have to do things. So have a go with the green one now, and then we'll go through it together in a couple of minutes. Let's start off by putting in our Capri-Creme X lines. Okay, so starting off with the X, the closest thing into the X is actually the add 3. That's because of this long line in the fraction which says it's the whole of x plus 3 divided by 5. Okay, it's the whole of that is divided by 5, not just the X. It's very different from X, if you can read that in the yellow there. That is a very different thing. Okay, so it's the plus 3 that's the closest in layer, and then it's the divided by 5, and finally that poor old lonely 2 on the outside. So getting rid of the outside layers first, we're going to subtract 2, which gives us an x plus 3 over 5 equals 8 take away 2 is 6. And then we're going to get rid of this divided by 5, which gives us x plus 3 is 30. Bigger numbers this time for a change. And finally, I think you can probably spot what the last bit is on here. We're going to take away 3 from both sides, giving us x equals 27. Did you get that? I hope so. Right, blue one over here. Pretty straightforward, this one really, a kind of classic standard 3-stage linear. So off you go with that. Right, the stages in here pretty easy. We're doing the stuff inside the brackets first, and we've got 2 bits in there. So it's the squared, that's the I index of BIDMAS, or it's the O for order or other stuff of BODMAS, or it's the E exponent of PEMDAS. And then we're using the add there, so that's finished the brackets, and then we do that times by 3 that's outside the brackets. So getting rid of the outside layers first, we'll start off with a nice little divide by 3 on there. Gives us an x squared plus 4 equals 5. Hopefully yours looks like that already. A take away 4 gives us an x squared equals 1. I hope you took away the 4 there, not added it to get 9. So if you've ended up with 3s as your answer, you did an add there. Okay, so x squared is 1. The opposite of squared is square root. So what is the square root of 1? That is, which number do you square in order to get 1 as the answer? Strangely, if 1 is the answer, 1 is also the question. 1 squared is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. But there's another one as well, another answer as well. Positive 1 or negative 1. You can use that symbol if you want. That reads plus or minus 1. So the answer to that question is plus or minus 1. If you just put 1, that's not wrong, but it's not the whole answer. So there you go, the blue one, x is plus or minus 1. Okay, I'll see you in the next videos for a few more equations. Bye for now, Batty fans.